Yeah, hi. My name is Catherine. Catherine NJ. I commonly use that. And I felt I need to do a small video. There's so many comments I get and questions from young people, and I've tried to capture them. The main issue, I keep being asked, why are you, okay, we have an NGO called Linda Vijana Initiative. It's an international NGO, and the main thing we do is we tell youths the truth, both biblical and scientific. And questions that come, sometimes I'm told to get off my moral high horse when I'm talking matter sex. And I keep saying sex is at the apex or in the center of all the issues we are now handling. And I want to explain why in this video. I felt now I'll do a video as a personal opinion for what is happening. So here's the issue. There's this example I am using commonly nowadays. We have this young man and you have a young lady. Let me call them Esther and I wanted to say Zayden, let me say John. So Esther and John. Esther stays a virgin until she gets married to John. John has stayed a virgin until he marries Esther. So Esther will not have needed to use contraceptives before she got married. And that will save her from so many issues. Number one, there are those side effects that are coming with these contraceptives. And remember again, we say these contraceptives are abortifacients. Why? Because they kill the baby after it has been conceived. And now that's where we're getting some health issues because the baby was already forming this. What is happening to our body as women when the baby is forming? Now, another thing, there's what we call post-abortion trauma. When an abortion happens, if Esther was already sexually active before, and through this trauma, left untreated, left not dealt with, low self-esteem will come by, drinking to forget, drugs, becoming promiscuous, all those things happen. And then again, sometimes suicides come in play. Let's go back to John. John maybe even started with watching porn, masturbation happened. I don't care if they're saying masturbation is okay. It is wrong, it is not. I mean, we're Christians. Let's stand our ground. Let's talk about what you should be doing. So masturbation happened. He is not going to open about it because the problem with pornography, you do it in secret. It's not something you're doing when other people are there. And still self-esteem issues will come in. The drinking, the drug, the promiscuity once more comes in. And again, a very serious issue you need to address is people are being recruited to homosexuality, lesbianism, and gayism. They're being recruited because times are tough. So when you get someone giving you money, you welcome the idea. You go to experiment on it, okay? And everything is highly sexualized in the media, in the movies, in everything, in adverts. And that is what these young people are exposed to all the time. So that is partly where the problem is, okay? Now, back to Esther and John. If they stayed virgins, they will not have to deal with all these issues, okay? And virginity, modesty is not about the physical appearance, the dressing, it's everything, dressing, language, how you live your life. It's about being modest all the way around. So if you kept yourself well until you get married, you won't have needed the condoms and the contraceptives back then. And actually, you're working so hard and encouraging the young people to stay virgins because it's the right thing to do. Fine. Because I know I have done with so many that regret having lost their virginity early. So it's there. Only that it's not spoken out loudly enough. And that's why for once now I've decided to work on a video and have it out there. So these two get married, Esther and John, when they're still virgins. So they won't have needed the contraceptives before then. When they get married, and God help them, they stay faithful. I don't care how much you're promoting the coys, the side chicks, all that. What do we call it? It's just wrong. It's just wrong. So I won't sit here and say it's fine. Just because it's being done by everyone, it does not make it right. It will never be right. So they become faithful to each other in marriage. Who will be sold the sexually transmitted diseases medication for treatment for syphilis, gonorrhea, and what have you, all of them, they won't be having these illnesses. Why? Because they were both virgins. They got married. They are remaining faithful to each other. They won't need the STI treatments because they won't be having the STIs. And that's why I'm trying to open our eyes. It's a matter of how you live determines on where you'll be spending your money and your time. So they won't need that, okay? And where will these abortion clinics get money from? Because they won't have babies to kill. Because the babies are killed most of the time if they were outside that. So I don't know if I've made my point. It's like we are the commodity. Our children are the commodity. Our youth are the commodity. Firstly, they are the commodity when they're used and told sex is okay anytime. Masturbation is fine. I even saw some masturbation condom that looks like a surgical glove. So the thing is, they're made we okay sex for them. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's really promoted, unfortunately, all over. So they get involved in it when they're not supposed to be in it. That's when they need the contraceptives, the condoms, then the abortions come in, all that. Because again, we parents are not ready to deal with our mistakes. And we think making them kill those children that are already growing in them is the right thing. And it is not. We're actually adding to problems. Meaning after and the promiscuity, because it's very fine. In fact, people are saying it's fine, even AIDS is fine because the medication is there. It is wrong. No one will be there to buy these STDs treatments if people remain faithful. And I don't care how much insults come my way. I'm used to the insults. But the thing is, we have really okayed immorality right from the top there, all over. Unfortunately, even right inside the churches. But that won't change the truth, okay? And this is my opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of my NGO right now. I'm speaking as Catherine, trying to address the many questions I keep getting. After I speak on someone can be chaste, it's good to be modest and all that. And by the way, I work from the mistakes I did. And I wish someone told me what I'm telling you now. So for whoever this is going to help, I'm happy for you. And I wish you the best. And let's continue having these conversations. It's upon you to become self-aware and to work on yourself, whoever you are listening to me. At some point, we just need to be told the truth and let's work with the truth. So I hope you can see my point there, because I keep saying sex is the center of everything we're having to deal with. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for listening and all the best. Those who are still sending me questions, I'll keep answering them. You can find me on my website, catherinejore.com. Thank you, Kwaheri.